Welcome to another episode of Tampa Tropical Gardens. Finally, today is the day when I'm going to be giving you a tour and an update on my community garden. This is a garden of life that I started about 3 years ago. The facing wall is all banana. These banana are developing a lot of fruit, and as you can see, they have huge racks like this one here, and to give you an idea on the size of these bananas. So that's exciting. They're maybe 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks away from being ripe. And this is the loquat here. More bananas. Let's go inside and see what's growing on. I'm so excited. Finally, I have time to update you on this project. So as we walk in, we are greeted by the raised beds. These raised beds are divided into plots. As you can see, there's not a lot growing this time of year, and we're in end of May and it's been dry. Last time it rained here was maybe like a month ago. So as you can see, these poor tomatoes are on their way out. Around the raised beds, we have our grape trellises. These are muscadine grapes. We have 5 types of them growing. This one is Terra. As you can see, they all have irrigation. This here is a Southern Home. The fruit is just starting to develop, so I would say they should be ready in early August, maybe September. But these last year these fruited twice, so that was exciting. And yes, I do trim them, otherwise they would be out of control. This is a fig tree. It's a Celeste. I highly recommend this one for humid climates. More bananas. We have our gazebo. The outer circle of trees, they're all jackfruit. So all of these trees here are seedlings, all siblings, or I should say twins, because they were all planted from the same fruit and at the same time, and yet they're all different size. I'm so excited. This is the first year when it's actually producing. So let's go look inside and see how the fruit looks like. Yep, there they are. Look at them. More here and down here. Just to give you an idea on how thick the trunk is, it's not really thick, but the tree itself, I would say, is at least 12 feet tall, and it's probably the tallest one of them all. Yeah, so let's continue on our tour. So these are 18 jackfruit trees that were planted and doing fantastic. They go around and they serve as a canopy layer in the food forest. So they are here to protect the inside of the garden from the weather, cold and wind. Look at another one here. Man, this one's huge. Check this one out, man. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to cut into it. Yeah, so let me take you in, show you the passion fruit. This is the purple passion fruit. If you have a chance to get one, definitely get it. It's so sweet, and I do have a couple of fruit here. And yeah, the plan for this one is to take over the fence. So beautiful. Yeah, so we have a trail here, and I do have some trees on the trail as well. Let you take you in real quick. These are just mulberries. There are 3 of them. It's kind of hard to see, but there's one over here. All of these are grown from air layer. There's another one here. The reason I put them on the trail is because they will grow into a full-size trees, and we simply don't have room for 3 full-size trees. So I'm trying to plant just something that is semi-dwarf or a dwarf varieties. Go back into the garden. I cannot wait to show you the rest of it, guys. More orchids here. Check this out. How beautiful. We have some plumerias there as well. We have some milkweed. And these are good for attracting your monarch butterflies. Everything's growing and blooming, and like I said, we didn't have rain, so we had to bring the irrigation in. So every single tree, I honestly don't even know how many trees we've got here because I've never counted them, but every tree and shrub is plugged into irrigation. Check out this Barbados cherry, full of bloom. What a beautiful tree. I do have to keep them small by trimming them. And this one is a special tree because this one is a seedling, and that's the Canepa or Spanish lime. About 6 years old. I have a same tree growing at my property. You've seen it before. We have a black Suriname cherry here, and then there's another one behind me. That one I grafted 2 years ago. So basically right here is where I grafted it. You can barely see it. That's the black Suriname grafted on a red Suriname seedling. Barbados cherries, you probably know how beneficial they are. So these were grown commercially, and one cherry is like a daily dose of vitamin C. These are also called acerola. You may be more familiar with that name if you're into supplements. That's why I have a lot of these. I have, I believe, 4 of them growing here because they're so good for you and don't take up much space. This poor lychee, it had been attacked multiple times by the critters. I think the rabbit, it did damage to it, so hopefully it will grow eventually. Or if not, you know what we say, if it dies, it dies. It empties up room for something else. This is a seedling of white pomelo that was cross-pollinated with orange, and this seedling has never fruited yet. However, I expect it to grow into a new variety of citrus trees, and hopefully it will be something amazing. So cannot wait for that. Just need to be careful with all the thorns around it. This was my pumpkin patch, which will be used later. So the idea is to use a fence, right, for the passion fruit to take over, and then the bottom of the fence for all the pumpkin and squash vines to take over. 13 of these trees here are all red Suriname cherries, about 2 years of age. All had fruited already for the first time this year. I'm really excited. So this is basically our end of the garden, and this is just a hedge. This will grow into a hedge, and looks like they like to be in the shade. They don't mind it. I see a lot of leaf growing and fruit too. You know, sometimes if a plant is not happy, it's just not gonna produce. But these guys, yeah, they're tough. They don't care if they don't get sun. They still grow. Let's go back here. I'll show you something else. The strawberry tree. They're so easy to propagate. Look at the flowers. That's why they're named strawberry tree. Another name for it is Jamaican cherry or cotton candy. Definitely get one if you have a large yard, because this will grow tall. You can always control them. Here's another one. Both of these were planted from air layers I took about 2 years ago. And this grape is exciting because this is a seedless muscadine. I don't see any fruit yet, but I will be updating you on them. And those of you who watched my videos before know that this was our latest addition, this part of the garden. 12 trees that were planted here 2 years ago in December. This is the soursop. The soursop here has some bark damage for some reason. If you guys know what's going on, let me know in comments. I would like to know, but I see ants feeding on the sap, so maybe they're the ones who are chewing through the bark to feed on it. So I had been wrapping it into some material to prevent them, or also rabbits, preventing them from making damage. So I will continue on doing that. So that's the soursop, doing good. Across from it we have our jaboticaba. This one is, I think, 7 to 8 feet tall. Has not fruited yet, but hopefully in a year or two it will. Our composter. This composter produces a compost for all the raised beds back there to grow all the vegetables. But let's go back to the trees. This here is Sapodilla. And Sapodilla, they are naturally slow growers, but this one, it had a hard time adjusting, but I think it will do fine. Next to our soursop, we have our sugar apple growing here, and this is an amazing tree. You know, sometimes you see sugar apples or atemoys have these yellow leaves. There's nothing wrong. Once the leaf falls off, a branch will grow out of it, like here. Now I did come here earlier this week and pollinated this, so hopefully we're gonna get our fruit. Every nod has a new branch pushing, not just a branch but also a flower there. Peanut butter fruit tree is out of control. Look at how beautiful the flowers are. And by the way, those of you who are new to the channel, we are in Tampa, Zone 9B. We're at the border with Zone 10A, which is Clearwater. And yes, you can grow all of these trees. It had been proven. We do get occasional freezes, and so you do have to protect some of these trees. But it is possible to grow them. This is a long gun. We'll see, maybe we'll get some fruit of it this year. Okay, next we have our mango tree. Last year this mango tree had, I believe, 2 fruit and squirrels took them, so this year we have more chances. This is a Glen mango. It's a really nice one. There's more here, down here. So yeah, doing really well. There's another one up there. Glen mango. Cannot wait to try this. Supposed to be fiberless, we'll see. And this here is a Ruby Supreme Guava. It looks like we are having some fruit here developing as well. So I will definitely keep you updated on this one. Next to it is a cherry of the Rio Grande. It's one of the cherries we grow from Brazil. I already flowered and fruited this year. It only produces fruit once a year. Wurtz avocado. It did flower this year, but no fruit yet, still little. I do see a damage from a rabbit. We need to do something about those rabbits. See how they come here and nibble on this bark, for sure. Next is my pomegranate tree. This tree is maybe 4 or 5 years old, grown from a cutting. And I had it in a pot for most of these 4 years and planted it in the ground about maybe 8 months ago. And now it's making its own fruit. Let me show it to you here. I think I saw 3 of these on the tree. There were more bloom, but these are the only ones that took. cannot wait to try. You know, there's something satisfying when you plant something, you watch it. Is it either it's from a seed or a cutting, and then it grows into a full-size tree, and then you can taste the fruit of it. It's amazing. This here is the Yehuda Loquat, developed in Israel. No, that's it. That's a quick update. Let me know if you want to learn about any specific tree, and I'll be more than happy to give you more information on like how to take care of them and propagate, and what the fruit tastes like, all that good stuff. Well, that's all I had for you today. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Please leave a comments, likes, share and subscribe, and until next time, let's keep growing.